Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority, PRHA, Board of Commissioners meetings are held on the third Thursday of each month at 5 p.m. All meetings are conducted at PHR's main office, 3116 South Street, Portsmouth, Virginia, 23707. Unless otherwise noted, all members of the public are welcome to attend. Ms. Christian, please call the roll.
Yes, sir. Vice Chair Cost?
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan?
Here.
Commissioner Prince?
Present.
Commissioner Whalen?
Present.
Commissioner Wicks?
Here.
Commissioner Wright?
Here.
Chair Williams?
Here.
Full quorums.
We have a quorum.
Yes.
Commissioners, the minutes of the August 18th meeting were distributed to you earlier. Are there any additions, corrections, or comments? There have been none. The minutes stand approved as distributed. Under the chairman's remarks, I would like to first of all welcome Mr. Bailey. Would you like to say a few words?
I'm honored to be here. When I was, selected to serve on this commission, I knew that it would be quite a commitment and one that I'm cherishing, looking forward to. So I know I have a lot to learn, and I'm lucky to sit around such people as you to do that, and here to help. So very grateful to be here.
Pleasure to have you. Pleasure to have you. Ms. Bryant, I don't have any other comment.
Understood.
Ms. Bryant, anything from the council that you would like to share with us?
Nothing from the council tonight, Chairman. Happy to be here and listen to you all.
It's always a pleasure to have you.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Ms. Winston?
Yes. Okay. It is that time again. Agency plan time that you all do the same spiel every year in September. So it's that time, 2026. And Commissioner Whalen, if I move too fast, just let me know if you have any questions. They have been through this several times, and so I'll try to stop and explain it. So our PHA plan is a requirement for all agencies that administer the Housing Choice Voucher Program and the Public Housing Program. It's a guide to our program and policies, and it's a source of information for you, the public, and our residents. So the first part of the process is that we draft the plan, and we put a notice in the paper of that plan, the draft plan and public hearing. And we advertise in the paper. We also place on the website, that's information. And then we have to leave it open for a 45-day comment period, okay? We also are required to meet with the resident advisory boards, and their comment is included in the plan as well. And today we're having the public hearing for the agency plan as well. And we'll allow for comments at the end of this.
Has our resident advisory board become more active this time?
They're consistent.
Consistent.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're consistent. And I did go over the plan with them as well. I got their feedback. So as you all know, it's 3 parts of this plan. A 5-year plan that we submit every 5 years, and then we do an annual update to that 5-year plan every year, which is what we're doing today. And because we're a move to work agency, we now have another portion of this plan that we have to do. It's called the MTW Move to Work Supplement. That's required as well. So throughout all of our programs and development activities, we have 4 major goals, and that is to expand the supply of assisted housing, improve the quality of assisted housing, increase assisted housing choices, and improve community quality of life and economic vitality. Also included in the admin plan and the agency plan is the admin plan as well as the ACOP. Now, the admin plan, I like to reference it is the policies and guide or the Bible for how you operate your Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program. And the ACOP is how you operate in your policies related to your public housing program. So Ms. Jenkins is here tonight. She is our director of our housing program, and asset management. And she's going to tell you any changes that we have related to that. And then Ms. Alicia Thornwell will discuss development activities as well. So you want to talk about the changes? Good evening.
We only have a few for right now, so, I'm gonna present for both HCB and public housing. So effective January 1st, 2026, the new flat rates for public housing and the payment standards for HCB will be in effect. And we have new utility allowances that will go in effect for January 1st, 2026 as well. For both the admin, plan and the ACOP, as you know, at one time, we weren't picking up income increases during, interim. So going forward, effective January 1st, we will pick up all incomes increase of 10% or more, and the family income will be processed.
You guys are using small area FMRs, correct? I thought you said payment standards. So how that work with the NCW, because you had like, no more?
We won't. So with NTW, if they have an increase, because it's not based off of income, it's based off of the eligibility.
And they have a step increase, so
That's
that's
It's different. We're talking about a regular public housing.
Got
Any additional questions?
One, are the participants having any difficulty finding units? Or are you beginning to see where they're, because of the small area fair market rents, they're able to go into apartment complexes or areas or homes that they would not have normally been able to go into if we were just using the payment standards?
It'll be the math.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think we're seeing an increase in those areas. Yeah, which was what it was designed for, right?
Absolutely.
To get them in those-
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Alicia Thornwell, and I'm the Director of Development. And so what I'm going to share with you are some updates as PRHA continues to align with the mission to expand, increase, and improve assisted housing supply, in Portsmouth. So one of the first developments that's currently in progress and will soon be completed is Lexington Senior. So we're really excited about that. Construction started back in January of 24, and we are now scheduled to conclude construction in October of 2025, as well as within the next couple of weeks, start the process of leasing up the property. And also we have a ribbon cutting ceremony scheduled for December 2nd right now. And we'll keep you all abreast of that as well.
Once we confirm the date with the mayor's office and city clerk, we'll let you know if that date is available. We will have to change it, but tentatively it's, and I'll let you know.
You will let us know.
Yes, absolutely.
Another development, this one is also for seniors, is Twin Pines. It's in the Churchland area. We're looking to start construction in the early part of 2026, 82 units. And so we're excited about that one as well.
Question, with the Lexington seniors, you say construction will be complete in October next year?
No, October this year, I'm sorry, October this.
So when will residents be able to move in?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you go.
We're looking to have them start moving in October, near the end of October. So we'll do a lease up in October, November timeframe. So we've been working with them, getting them approved, reviewing their paperwork. And so they're ready. Believe me, they're ready to move in.
How many units are there?
105.
So what, I know it's wasn't ready in August at one point. Got a delay.
Some delays, just with normal construction delays, nothing out of the ordinary that I can think of, but yeah, so October.
But they're pretty much working, almost 6 days a week, including Saturdays right now. So we're trying to get it done.
Some delays with getting some of the appliances and anything.
All right, Swanson Home. So right now we're in the process of, we've selected a contractor to handle the demolition. We're doing the due diligence required just to make sure that they have the necessary documentation. And so we're looking to get started with the demolition of that site late 2025, early 2026.
We initially wanted to get that site down a lot sooner. Because there are asbestos, there's some environmental requirements that have to go and have monitoring over, a 10-month period. So
Right.
it will be sometime late next year before we can get it down.
Asbestos is a real headache.
It is, it is. You have to have monitoring on site, a lot of requirements that go.
Yes. And then lastly, each year, PRHA receives capital funds. Those funds can be used for some administrative costs. The majority of those funds will be used to improve several of our public housing communities, such as Seaboard Square 1 and 2, as well as the Westbury properties. So some of the activities that we'll be completing will be deck replacements, replacement of flooring, exterior doors, just whatever is needed, just from the, day-to-day wear and, use of the property. So we're excited about that getting started as well. And I think that concludes my section. Any questions?
What about Baines Point? Is that, we went to the ribbon cutting for that. So what's happening with that?
I'm not sure when they're scheduled to complete, that's a separate developer from us, but we do have some vouchers that's attached to those units. So I heard mid 2026 it should be ready. That's what I heard, so.
I'm saying they're not close, so from 2026 is about right.
I'm looking forward to it.
This,
How many vouchers?
8.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's good.
Any number is good right now.
Yeah,
Any additional questions?
For their multifamily or just?
multifamily.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But the next portion, we talked a little bit about move to work, and we're now having to submit what we call a move to work supplement related to the agency plan. Of course, you all know we were selected as a move to work agency. We were one of 10 PHAs that were selected. And through this process, 25,000 households will be studied. We were selected for the step grant, and this will be implemented for a period of 6 years. And through that process, researchers will evaluate the impact, the implementation study, and the cost. So for 2026, we're not proposing any changes with the Move to Work program.
Which year are we in now?
Two. So as we discussed with our regular HCD program and housing program, their rent is tied towards the income. Here, their rent is tied to a step increase. So for instance, we're in year 2, that rent increase would be $36 for those that would be in a 2-bedroom unit. Okay. And the study eligibility included, so it wasn't open to everyone. So those that were selected had to be non-elderly, non-disabled. They had to be current housing recipients or new admissions. They had to be housing choice voucher participants or public housing participants. And selected for the program, we have a total of 161 HCD PPD participants and then 25 public housing residents that were selected as a part of this study. That will be monitored over the next 6 years. So a benefit of being selected for this MTW is that the income again is not tied to, that their rent is not tied to income. Their rent is not tied to their income. And we only look at the steps each year. And we only review the household every 3 years for eligibility. So they don't have to come in every year like they do now for recertification. So we'll bring them in every 3 years just to make sure they're still eligible for the program. Okay, and so as of today, we had not received any written comments. The Resident Advisory Board did have some comments just related to Lexington seniors and the move-in. And then any comments today, if we have anybody here for the public hearing, will also be included in this plan. So if we have anybody here to speak on the agency plan, please do so now.
Way too long, so I might jump up.
Okay, so the next step tonight you approve the 2026 Public Housing Agency Plan Resolution, including the revisions to the ACOP and the admin plan that Ms. Jenkins discussed. You're gonna authorize the chair to execute the required certification. And then we have 75 days before the fiscal year to submit this plan to HUD. So we have until October 18th to submit the plan to HUD. Any questions? No? Okay.
Well, no.
I'm still up. Now I'll take my glasses off. Okay, so the community day, you will see a flyer in your binders for the community day, October the 11th. And it is from 12 to 4 p.m. We're excited for all of our residents and HCD participants. We're gonna have games, music, food. We're gonna have a voter registration drive and lots of community resources for our participants. It will be at the Dale's Home community, and we will provide transportation from the other sites to get to Dale's Home. And so we hope all of you all can make it.
You smile.
I know, Commissioner Carl wanted that. Commissioner Carl wanted
That's it. Great, this is awesome.
The next thing up is, I want to discuss with you all with a joint meeting, with city council. That is scheduled for November the 24th at 5:30. We do have to go into a meeting and we have to do roll call on that process as well. But we need to look at maybe what are some discussion points. And so maybe between this meeting and next meeting, we can come up with things that we want, to discuss with the city. Some priorities, funding, and things that we need from them. And then we can share with them some of our new projects and activities that are coming on as well.
So you need to have those items at least by the November meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that would be good. Cooperative
Tell you
agreement.
what, before you leave that, let me go back just a moment
Okay.
to the meeting with the joint meeting with city council.
Okay.
Parking. Are we authorized to park in the garage?
I would check on that. I don't see that being a problem.
Okay. They give tickets to folks sometimes.
Yes, we'll check on that. We'll see if we can get you passes for that day.
Yeah.
We'll get you passes. Okay. Cooperative agreement. So we have a cooperative agreement in place with the city from 1956. That is what I shared with you all. I don't have the original document from 1956. I was not born then, okay? But we dug it up, and so it's outdated. Most housing authorities now, within the last several years, have updated their cooperative agreement. You'll see this is the update. This is the old one from, it was, let me say, it was the original document was 1950, and it was amended in 1956. So basically, the cooperative agreement establishes the relationship that we have with the city. HUD wants us to clearly define their roles and what our roles are. So it defines our mutual roles, our responsibilities, and our commitments regarding housing development and related services. So this is the old one from 1956. So you can take that at your leisure and read. And then I have in here a draft one that I'm looking to make changes to and propose going forward with the city. So this would be good for you, Councilwoman Bryant. And so some of the things that you'll see in this new plan, because I mean, let's face it, a lot has changed since 1956, right? So we really need to adjust it, but so one of the things you'll see with the draft plan is that it tells our responsibilities, and our responsibilities will be to secure financing, HUD subsidies, loans, HAP contracts, ACC for affordable housing projects in the city of Portsmouth. And PRJ will deliver and administer those projects. So that's our responsibility. We're also, we're looking to pay pallet. If you are not familiar with pallet, that is payment in lieu of taxes. Some of our properties you pay full real estate taxes former public housing sites, we pay pallet on, which is 10% of the rent or state law maximum or city council approved rent. So now we pay 10% of the gross rent to pallet for the city of Portsmouth. I'm looking to have pallet across the board for all of our properties. We're serving the same clients, even though they may not be public housing, because since 1958, there's changed, finances have changed. They may be considered PBVs, they may be considered tax credit properties, but they're the same population that we're serving. So we're looking to ask the city to apply across the board pallet on all of our properties, as opposed to real estate on some of those public housing or former public housing sites. And in some cities, Councilwoman Brown, the pallet is given back to the housing authority to continue that work. Okay, many cities now, the housing authority will pay the pallet, and then the city in turn will give it back to the housing authority to further, their affordable housing goals. Okay. And so the city's obligation, and you'll see in this document once you read, is to provide public service, as they do with all of our citizens, vacate and transfer right-of-way, streets, alleys as needed for our projects, waive building codes and adjust zoning where reasonable, accept easements needed for development, cooperate in other lawful ways to support PRHA projects. You'll find that in there. Also, when requested in writing by PRHA, the city will accept dedication of interior streets, sidewalks, and sewer mains after PRHA has installed them. So we'll install them, and then they become, at that point, the city's responsibility. City will construct, maintain, and bound streets and sidewalks, charging PRHA only what a private owner would owe. So not any additional funds. We want to pay what anyone else would pay. And then city will provide water and sewer mains leading to the project, again, charging PRHA only what a private owner would owe. And if the city fails to provide required services, PRHA may deduct the cost of obtaining these services from the pallet. This cooperative agreement was negotiated with the city of Norfolk and Norfolk Redevelopment and Housing Authority some years, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So that's pretty much where that draft came from. So take a look at it. If you have any comments or feedback, just let me know at the next meeting.
Are there any immediate questions right now? I know you haven't had time to look at it, but don't you look at it, we can discuss this again at our next meeting.
And I would like to discuss at the joint session this week.
Right.
City Council.
Does the corporate agreement at some point need a vote of the commission?
It will at some point in time.
At some point, it will
Yes.
have to have a
Yes.
vote of the commission. So please take the time to read it and see if we have any questions. So when we come back in October, we can have a deeper discussion about what's here, what we think should be here, go from there. Okay.
Well, I have an initial question, I guess, just on that payment in lieu of taxes. How big of a departure will that be as far as, the city waiving those and then redistributing them back to PRHA?
I will ask our CFO, do you want to tell us maybe about how much the pallet versus the real estate, what we're paying on pallet, I guess, is what, so some of our properties, what does that amount?
I'm sorry, what the
I
question?
guess the question really is and I obviously don't understand quite how it works at this point, but if this new adoption is that the city would return the funds back to PRHA, is that something that already happens, or would that be quite the conversation, I guess, with city council then?
So yeah, it would require a conversation with the city.
Yeah.
So right now, during audit time,
Yeah.
the properties that are either the public housing. We do have a few that were grandfathered in because they were existing public housing, like our other homes, 2 different phases. So we've got it. It's basically what it is it's the rent less utilities, and then we figure 10%. The last time I did an assessment, it's been maybe about a year or so, a couple of years ago. And I think it's roughly $200,000 between the difference between what pilot would be and what the real estate taxes are. Really help with affordable housing.
We can put it
Okay,
back.
but this is something we can clearly discuss with the council on the 11th of November.
Yes.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
Isn't it the 24th? It's 24. 24.
11th.
Yes.
11th is the,
Real close.
yeah, close. Government work, hey. I'm sorry.
A couple more items. So Southside Gardens, how many of you are familiar with Southside Gardens? We actually own Hope Village here, off of 7th Street, and this is Jefferson in the shipyard area.
Right.
So this property right here is Southside Gardens. We were approached by Boston Financial, with this property we have, which we did not know about, we have a, purchase option and a right of first refusal on this property. And so they're asking us to waive that, in lieu of a payment for us. Now what that means is that we have the right to purchase this property before they put it out to anyone else. Okay, but the catch is you have to pay it at either, you have to pay either the debt that's owed or the fair market value, whichever is greater. So that's about $4.2 million. Okay. So if we were interested, which I'm not recommending we do, for several reasons, not to purchase, this property here. Property was built in 1979. It's 134 units, I believe. It leaves a lot of work and it's crime ridden, at Southside. And so I don't think we should take on that initiative. Okay. So I did want to bring it to your attention. There's no action that is required, but if we waive that first right of refusal, they would pay us, the negotiation was around $110,000 to say we don't want it, pretty much. Okay.
Questions?
I agree.
Moving on. Any additional questions?
No.
Raise your-
money. I agree. Few more things, just bear with me, Chair. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my Greenville, South Carolina visit, because I wasn't at the last one.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to go with the mayor, the city manager, some city council members, and some, private business owners in the city of Portsmouth, economic development as well. So it was a good opportunity to see what Greenville, South Carolina is doing, especially in their downtown area. I was impressed. I was very impressed. If you haven't been, put it on your list to go. I'm actually going back, probably in the springtime. And so our focus was the downtown area. We also met with the city leadership there, their manager, their mayor, council members, to see the process and what they went through to get to this point to where they are today. And so it was very insightful. I think it's very possible that we can do this here in the city of Portsmouth. They work very closely, their leadership, city leadership, with the housing authority, and they make affordable housing a priority. As a matter of fact, they encourage and their ordinance that the developers who build affordable housing get a bonus density of about 20%. So if you agree to build affordable housing in your projects, then you get a density bonus of about 20%. Another thing that they do that was very impressive to me is they put in $10 million a year in their housing trust fund to assist with affordable housing. Councils, woman, quiet.
It comes from the city.
Yes, it comes from the general fund from the city. And that's
Second.
so that's $10 million that I'm gonna be asking for too at the November meeting. We'll come back and so they recognize that economic development, and I shared with the city council and some folks at the meeting we had on too, they go hand in hand. You can't have economic growth without having affordable housing. You can't at all income levels. And so they make it a priority. Yes, they have issues with homelessness just like we do, but they seem to overcome that and just build a vibrant downtown area. It was full of greenery. They hired a landscape architect. So they put a lot of money into it. The streets were immaculate. They had these 8-foot sidewalks, dog friendly. So all of the business had these little dog bowls there. But as I shared at the meeting the other day, I didn't see dog poop anywhere. I mean, trash was not, was non-existent. Businesses were booming. And the signage, they paid close attention to signage and lighting. So everything was uniform. And so I think this can happen in Portsmouth. I think the city is excited about bringing that opportunity. to the city, and to me, it seemed in reach. It really seemed like something that could happen here within the next few years. And so I think we're gonna stay on that track to get there, and I'm looking forward to, assisting in the effort. So,
I'll be there in November.
yes, oh, yes, yes, do the riding tour too, right.
I will.
Next up, senior rehab. We are now accepting applications, through the end of this month. You'll see a flyer in your, information for our senior rehab program. You have to be 62 and up. The city has provided us funds for that. Shoot, what is this? $15,000 grant for our seniors to do repairs to their home. And we had an interest meeting on Wednesday that was well attended. This is something that I'm very appreciative to the city for allowing us to continue this program for our seniors in the city of Portsmouth. You'll see that there are income limits for based on the family size. So if you know someone that's interested, please share the flyer. I will email it out to you all as well, so you can share it that way as well. Any questions about the senior rehab?
That's nice.
It's a grant, it's forgivable, no payments are required on this. Okay.
So,
Any questions for?
Next, you will see I put in your booklets, the NAACP Freedom Fund Awards Banquet and Gala. We're excited to have Dr. Jamal Bryant there as well. The Housing Authority has been a longtime supporter of the NAACP. We will have a table there. So if you're interested in going, it is on Sunday, October the 19th at 5:30 at the Rivers Casino. Please let Tracy know if you want to attend this event.
How soon do you need to know?
As soon as possible.
Somewhere in a few weeks.
Yeah, I don't
everybody
think
for the event. Yeah.
it is,
Is it semi-formal?
it's business semi-formal. You know, if you've ever been to the Freedom Fund Balance, it's, banquet, suits, you
Okay.
know, dresses.
It's on the 19th, so we don't have a whole lot of time. to
Right, right.
let-
So I would say if you could let, Ms. Christian know by, I'm gonna say by at least maybe October, what are we in, October 1st, maybe if you could let her know. And that way, if you can't, then we can fill it in with some of our residents as well. That one or two. Okay. Lastly,
Forget now, October 1st.
October 1st, Ms. Christian will send a reminder out. Next month, we'll have our annual meeting. We'll elect the chair and co-chair of the board. And I do want to give a farewell to Carol Thomas, my HCB director, who I brought out of retirement twice. 2 times she came back, and so I'm gonna let her enjoy retirement this time. We have a new HCB director, Ms. Kiva Newsom. She will be starting on Monday. And so I really want to thank you, you know, for all of your efforts, in helping us get through this time. So,
Let me take the opportunity to thank you.
okay.
It's for her.
I know, 30 years.
Yes.
Okay, that is all I have. And then we have a few action items that we can act on before we go into closed session.
You wanna do those now?
Yes.
Sure.
So the first action would be the resolution adopting, the agency plan for fiscal year 2026. We need a vote for that.
Commissioners, we need a motion and a second for resolution 2025-1. We have,
Second.
we have a second. All in favor, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed? Are there any abstentions? The next item, the I'm sorry.
I was gonna speak on that.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. So resolution 2025-22 is a resolution authorizing Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority to increase the HRPDC loan, which is a Hampton Road Planning District Commission loan for the redevelopment of Lexington seniors. HRPDC provided $400,000 of grant funds to Lexington seniors. We received additional funding because some projects with other localities were not completed. So they reached out to us and said, we need some additional money, and of course I said yes. So they gave us $150,000 in addition, so that brings that total to $550,000. So you will see that resolution in your book, that's showing where that $400,000 has now increased to $500,000.
Any questions for Ms. Winston? If you have no questions, yeah, I need a motion in a second for resolution.
Motion to accept resolution of 2025-22.
Okay. You have a motion in a second, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye. Opposed? Are there any abstentions? Who passes? Ms. Winston?
The next items will be in closed session, so we do need to go in closed session.
What, 2025, 23
23,
through
27.
27? Through 27, be in closed session. Commission is, resolution 2025-28, a resolution for the Portsmouth Redevelopment and Housing Authority. Convene in the closed session meeting September 18, 2025. The motion reads as follows. A discussion of the award of public contracts involving the expenditure of public funds, including interviews of bidders and offerers, and discussion of the terms and scope of such contract. When discussing the open session, would adversely affect the bargaining position and negotiating strategy of the public body, specifically concerning trades, construction services, pursuant to Virginia Code Section Code 2-2-3711, parentheses A, parentheses 29. A discussion of the disposition of public held real property is authorized by Section Code 2-2-3711, parentheses A, parentheses 3. The chair has the need of a motion for resolution 2025-28 that was just read.
Motion to go into closed session.
We have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
The commission acts in executive session.